What is going on, ladies of shatterproof glass dolls? I want to thank you guys for featuring me on your website. I've never actually been featured before, ever, so it's kind of exciting. You ladies have submitted some questions for me to answer, so let's get into that, shall we? Where are you from and what do you do? I am from Toronto, Canada, born and raised. As for what I do, I am a male stripper. I'm not proud of it, but it helps pay the bills. I'm totally kidding. I am a videographer at an independent video production company. I also make YouTube videos. How old are you and are you single? I am 24 years old, turning 25 in March. Not that that's important. Am I single? Yes, I am single. By choice, of course. We noticed that you have a lot of on-camera swagger. Do you plan on taking that to the big screen or network television someday? Now for me, back in the day when I started using YouTube, my main objective was to use YouTube as an outlet to build my portfolio so that way I could eventually branch off into bigger and better things. But the more I thought about it, and just based off of what I've been seeing in terms of this whole YouTube phenomenon, people are coming on YouTube and they're blowing up and making all this money, quitting their full-time jobs to do YouTube full-time, basically. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the direction that I'm trying to go in. I'm just saying that if the opportunity was to come about where I had the luxury of either making it big on YouTube versus making it big on television, to be honest, I would probably take YouTube. The way I see it is a lot more people are watching YouTube videos more so than they are television sitcoms anyway, so TV is kind of becoming obsolete in a sense. I have people who have stopped watching my YouTube videos, but I'm constantly gaining more and more subscribers. As long as I stay consistent and relevant, then I'm always gonna have a strong following and people who watch me. And I don't have to worry about my show getting canceled because as long as I abide by the YouTube terms and conditions, then I'm pretty much safe. Are you a boxer's brief or commando type of brother? Well, I definitely stopped wearing briefs when I was 12 years old. That just stopped being sexy after a while. I tend to rock the boxer briefs. You get that security as well as, you look sexy in them. Yeah, definitely, I'm a fan of the boxer briefs. From what we hear, Canada has tons of gorgeous natural women. What say you? I haven't really been outside of Canada in a while. I haven't really done a whole lot of traveling, so I don't really have anything to compare it to exactly. Based on what I've seen in terms of natural look, I don't know. I mean, you still have girls down here rocking makeup and all this stuff. There's quite a few people here who are still trying to follow the trends and get all that, maybe it's Maybelline. Like I said, I don't really have anything to compare it to, but I mean, Canada has some really nice looking females down here, but I hear Montreal is the shit when it comes to women. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I can't really elaborate on that. If a girl sleeps with you on a first date, is she a hoe? That's a good question. And the definition of a hoe is somebody who sleeps around with multiple people. So in that regard, pertaining to your question, no. If a girl sleeps with me on the first date, she's not considered a hoe. However, and this is for the ladies, a little rule of thumb. If you are going to engage in sexual activities on the first date, then you have to put up a little bit of resistance. You don't give in too easily. You make them work for it. You guys could be kissing, making out, whatnot, and then, when things get really intense, you pull back. You restrain him a little bit. I mean, if he starts forcing himself on you, then you might want to reach for a phone and call 911. However, if things are cool, you guys are vibing, you guys are building up that sexual tension, just keep stacking on that. You've met the most wonderful, sexy, smart, and attractive girl. What would make you run for the hills? What would be a deal breaker? Oh, I have many deal breakers, but I will narrow them down to 2. I'm not a big fan of smoking. That would definitely be a write-off for me. I don't care how fine she is. If she smokes, then I'm good. Also, bad breath, which I guess could be associated with smoking as well. If you're fine, but your breath smells you've been licking ass crack and cheese, then I'm also good. What confuses you most about women? One thing that I find really confusing about women is the fact that they hate other women. You could have a group of girls who have been best friends for years, been through all kinds of crazy shit. They're like this, but secretly deep down inside, they all hate each other. Prior to going out to a club, my homegirl used to call all of her friends, find out what they were wearing that night, just so she could make sure that she looked better than them. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Guys don't do that shit. Yo, dog, you wearing your boxer briefs tonight or you going commandos? What's one fashion trend that you've noticed a lot of women following that looks so crazy to you? To be quite honest, those UGG boots, those have got to be the most hideous, ugliest pieces of shit I've ever seen a girl wear in my entire life. I don't understand why girls think it looks good. It doesn't. They don't even look warm. Did you trade your real boots with an Eskimo? They're Uggs. Ugly. What's one helpful piece of advice that you can give to our single ladies that may help them bag their dream guy? Piece of advice that I could give to you ladies to help you bag a guy. Put up a little bit of resistance when you're dealing with a guy. And that doesn't just pertain to sex. I mean, that's in all aspects, all areas of the dating process. You gotta make a guy work for it. And I hate to admit that because it does make my life as a man more difficult, but in the long run, it's worth it. You definitely need to know your worth and not feel as though you need to lower your standards to accommodate to all these dudes who may be approaching you, you know what I mean? You know, there's two kinds of guys out there. There's a guy who is willing to pay the bare minimum to get with you, and then there's the guy that's willing to pay full price for you. And I'm not just speaking that on a financial level, I'm talking about just you as a whole. You gotta set your standards and realize what you want and stick to your guns, man. Don't feel as though you have to downgrade. And honestly, that's probably the best advice I could give to you in regards to that question. Hopefully that helps you ladies, and I wish you guys all the best. Once again, I want to thank the ladies of Shatterproof Glass Dolls for having me as a feature in their eye candy segment, and I'm really glad that you guys enjoy my videos. I wish you ladies all the best in your future endeavors. So with that being said, I'm your boy Tactics, peace, and I'm out.